I'm analyzing the food remains and bones and shells from these Minamikata sites in the center of Okayama. And it's a very interesting site of the so-called Yayoi period from the 4th up to the 2nd century. And now the site is at the center of the Okayama town. And it is very interesting because it represents maybe the first human settlement in the area, the real roots of this town. And it consisted of a village made by huts of fishermen and hunters. And now we are analyzing the bones and the shells from the site because they are very important to reconstruct many things. First of all, we are analyzing the shells from the site because they are very important to reconstruct the ecology of the human community. This Minamikata site, the ancient Okayama town, the roots of Okayama town, was a small village of fishermen near the river and just behind the dunes of the coast. So to reconstruct the shell they used, the mollusk they eat, and the fish bones we found, we can understand the human community inside its ecosystem. But not only the ecology of the human community, we want to know also the diet and the economy. We can reconstruct from the shell and from the bones which was their way of life. We know they were shell collector, mollusk collector and fishermen, but also hunters. The main resource they exploited were the red deer and the wild boar. And the importance of wild boar is also in the religion, rituals, because we found a lot of wild boar mandibles with this artificial hole where they inserted wooden poles to suspend. Maybe because the wild boar was a symbol of power, symbol of richness, was an important animal not only in the diet and in the economy but also in the cultural landscape. It's important to reconstruct the diet, the alimentation, the gastronomy of the ancient community, and also the rituals, the culture of the Yayoi period. But they used also the bones and shells as raw materials to make different objects and spoon or ornaments also made in shell. And the target of this research, of this analysis, is to find which was the way of living in the Yayoi period to connect this period, this human tradition, the later ones, and that one before. In the BeArchaeo project, there is the Kofun research that is immediately later after the Yayoi period, and we want to reconstruct all the human strategies, all the economy in the Okayama area from the most ancient times to the Kofun times. I want to connect the Yayoi period analysis with the previous one and the later one as the Kofun period stage, and to verify the changes in economy and in cultures in the Okayama area, to understand if there were ecological changes, climatic changes that influenced the population and the culture, and also on the contrary, if different population arrived and influenced the changes in economy and in culture.